Hey guys, and welcome back. I am the Seven Swords, and we are back in Age of Mythology. I'm back on the main screen because if long as it didn't reset when I restarted the game, I started a new, scenario, a new profile, and this has allowed me now to basically remove everything up. So we did Scratching the Surface, we did Conquest, and we did Omens. Now we're on to a Fight and Plan. So now I will be able to remember exactly where we are, and I will also be able to remember. I will also be able to show you guys the campaign without giving you too many spoilers. Just so you guys know, we did learn to play. We did follow the Trident. We're actually, after the fall of the Trident, going to go to the new Atlantis. That was what came next, and that was the one I'm used to. Then we will do Tale of the Dragon. Golden Gift and Poseidon's the Rage of Poseidon we may not do. We might do Golden Gift, but I don't think we're going to do Rage of Poseidon because I believe this is a modded one. And I got a notification that the mod isn't working properly, so I don't know what will happen if I try to load these. So we might not be doing these. We'll see. But moving on to a fine plan. The Greeks and their Atlantean allies prepared to lay siege to the mighty Trojan Gate. So we're going to attack the gate of Troy. Last time we attacked their docks to weaken their supply lines. If I remember this one correctly, this one is the one where we finally get to see markets, and they are pretty useful for getting your money up and running and to get your resources
And here he
better.
comes, Odysseus, a champion of Atlantis, sent to fight in my army. Join us, Sorcantos. You know the famous Odysseus, surely.
I know of him. Your reputation precedes you.
As does yours. Are you ready for the siege? We could use your advice in planning our attack.
As the commander here, I have already taken care of the plans, Odysseus. You and Orcantos will take your armies and start the siege of the gates.
That's a fine start. What about the other armies?
Ajax and I will keep our men in reserve. When you get through, Ajax will rush his men in to clear out the Trojan defenders. Then I will enter and rescue Helen.
Okay, the graphics in this are pretty bad, but that you obviously could see their thought process of wow, taking all the glory but doing none of the work. Looks at each other.
Sir, there's no gold nearby. We'll need to find and take over one of Troy's mining operations.
So yeah, what he just told us is pretty much true. There's no gold in this area. I just gotta basically take over a mining operation, which isn't gonna be very hard. There's one literally just over here. You'll have noticed that I turned up the sound. It's actually a little loud for me, so we're going to down it a bit because it's pretty aggressive. I downgraded the music also. I had all my options reset themselves, so we're gonna up that a little bit. We're gonna up that a little bit. Okay, now let's move forward. I need more gold for that. There they are.
Here's the gold we need.
There we go. I'm going to move them down real quick, and then we're going to start getting some workers going and gathering more stuff. Gonna build us our mine. Get these guys up to fishing. Build us another fishing boat. I think that's all the fishing boats there. One issue I have with this game is it's been a problem for a while because of how old it is, but I can't use WASD to move around. I have to use the arrow keys, which is why I sometimes just go to the edge and scroll. We're gonna have our boats go this way. Mostly just to clear out some of these things. The Navy in this game, the naval units in this game aren't really much to be used, but it's still useful to do it every once in a while. Here's our goal: attacking this gate. Get a bigger gold mine.
Carlos. 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 Malista. Etimos. Volume.
All right. Going to get a few more workers up and running. Having this ship go down here. I know there's like a relic or something. Oh, there's a gold mine. So, I attempted to get a gold to have to transport a villager over there to have him mine gold, but eh. You can go ahead and work on another farm. You can go ahead and go. So that's actually something I believe is pretty realistic. Oh, I guess we're starting the siege. I'm tempted. I'm actually going to go ahead and just do this. This is probably not the best plan to do this, but can't stop me from killing him. So what he activated was what I call the white flag power. It's called ceasefire. And basically what it does is nobody can do any attacks on anybody else until it's expired. As you can see, though, I can still use god powers. So it's still, it doesn't prevent you from being able to fight. So if you have god powers. Just obviously you won't be able to use that many of them because, well, the god powers for this race are at least limited. There are some times where you'll have more than the 4 god powers. You'll have several god powers. But normally you only have the 1. Have them run over here. Go ahead and use our regeneration power real quick. Because I want this. I don't want to lose that siege tower. I am quickly pushing to this area. I wasn't planning on pushing this fast, but I want to get rid of this market. If I destroy this market, it will basically. There we go.
The Greek dogs have reached our inner walls.
Right. I'm falling back because I'm highly doubtful I'll be able to defeat and I'll be able to break the walls right now. And have him fall back now. He might be able to defeat the thing on his own, but eh. So we had Zeus. That's why we had the Thunderbolt power. It's classic of Zeus. So I like this guy, but I'm actually gonna go with this one for his god power. The underworld god power is pretty useful, especially in something like this where you're basically sieging another place. We're also going to continue to push the tech tree as much as I can, because there is, I believe this one lets you get to the final age, and which gives you a couple of different things that are pretty useful, especially if we're trying to siege. I'm going to pull our guards all the way back. I'm going to train a group of soldiers. We're out of get some housing up and going. Our goal is hurting. I have a way to fix that though. There we go. We upgraded our to the next level. As you can see, we got a little bit more stuff. We got the thing. We got the Temple of Healing, which heals which allies near the temple will heal. That's pretty useful. We also got the hammer ship. This is a melee weapons ship. It basically like a big hammer. It drops on other ships. And then we have the siege barge. We saw those in the scratching the surface, but we didn't get to see much of them. I didn't show them off much. We now have the ability to build some more better defenses. One of them is the fortress, which are the large structures which will pelt with arrows. They also train specialty units and are pretty much they train unique units and siege weapons. You can go ahead and go help him build that tower. I need to go over here and have him build the market there. And as for this. I'm not just trying to kill off the villagers right now because of the fact that I want the villagers. It's just because of the fact that I want the villagers gone. I don't want them to be mining this anymore because this already has only 1,600 gold in it. Which sounds like a decent amount, which it really pretty much is. But there's also the fact of there's still a lot to be desired with that much. War is expensive. We also need more villagers to do more woodwork. So I'm going to go ahead and train up another 4 to do the woodworking. You can go ahead and build one of these. You can go ahead and help them. And we're going to keep pushing. Another one of their settlements. The siege tower is a siege tower, so it is good at destroying buildings, which is why this is dropping so much more rapidly. I'm also trying to get rid of this because if I can get rid of Troy, if I can get rid of this small settlement, it'll not only mean less for them, it'll be more for me. Big gold mine. I know if we go down this way, we'll run into a little bit more stuff. Oh, they use their bolt power to kill off one of my horsemen. Not exactly the greatest use, but it's not like the bolt power is not that great against. It's not really that useful for anything, unless you get to a situation where you have a particular unit that you want to utilize it on for some reason. I usually utilize it on something that I feel like is either particularly annoying or I feel like will be cause me more pain than anything else. So what was this again? Armory improvements are less expensive. Oh, yeah, I will definitely take that. So, according to pick this up, I have to take Arcantos, which is a hero unit. I have to pick any hero unit and have him pick it up and then click on here. And they killed off my villagers. Great. That's a good thing we weren't. It wasn't that wasn't our only gold outpost. But that's also a pain because now they're going to destroy my gold outpost. Great. That's fine. I don't really care about these donkeys. They can hang out for as long as they want. They're not doing anything for the Trojans except giving them sight into this area, which I don't really care about. Getting our market built, which, crap, here comes the bad guys. Come this way. Oh no, they're not going to make it. Run, villagers. Arcanto's got the thing back. Gonna send our horsemen to deal with that. Just so I can have it stop running around. If I made them faster, I might consider that. So there's that. Now what I can do is, if I get a market, which I'm going to pull right here. So they had a market here, and they have these caravans running all over the map. I could do the same thing where I build a market here and have the caravans running to this town center. The way the way a market works is the farther the caravan has to walk, the more money you get. So it's pretty useful, all things considered. I have a ton of food right now and just not enough of anything else. Go get me some more of this. There we go. So now I can build this. Reduces tribute penalty at market, and reduces buying and selling resources at the market. Cost of buying or selling resources at the market. So we can go ahead and build a couple of these. I'm just going to build a bunch of them. So now I can purchase 100 units of food for this amount, or I can sell 100 units of food. So I can now kind of use this to help balance out my resources. So it does kind of still matter what your resources are gathering, because if I only gather gold, these prices will go up as I buy them, and if I only sell food or wood, this prices will go down. So you still kind of want to do everything, but this allows me to kind of be a little bit more focused in what I want, or in my case, I can just ignore the fact that it increases cost and produce a ton of one type of resource to make myself more comfortable. They destroyed the towers. I didn't notice that. That's annoying. Alright, so we can get my favorite one. Hephaestus. Hera gives us Medusas and Carnations. I never really pick her because if Hephaestus is an option, I'll take Hephaestus every time because of his god power, which is the plenty, which will basically give me a trickle of resources for free for the rest of as long as I control the plenty vault that I place. So we're gonna get the plenty vault, and that'll fix our resource issues. So there they come with the money. As these guys will march back and forth now endlessly. I just saw that villager walking there. I'm wondering where he is coming from. Gonna go ahead and sell off a bunch of the wood to get more food, and train a bunch more villagers to mine more of this gold. Going to sell off a bit of the wood for a little bit more food. There we go. So this god power that I got, what you're probably wondering what it does because of the fact that I got it and then I haven't used it for anything. And here comes another group of soldiers, which now killed another one of my things. Bad on my part. So there's the plenty vault. Basically, what the plenty vault will do is that you'll notice now I'm gaining a trickle of resources. Even if I wasn't earning those resources, I would still be getting those resources. Plenty vaults are good for that because of the fact that now I have basically a passive way of gaining resources. I always find it annoying how they do this because they always run like this and it's annoying. They're probably going to try and take this town center back. Yep. If I didn't try to rush at the beginning, I wouldn't be having all these problems. But then again, it's not like it's a huge issue. There's some more food, which I'm actually going to go ahead and train 2 more fishing ships to go over there and gather that food. I'm going to go ahead and tell this one to build one of these. Build a couple of these. I'm not sure where my fishing ships are going. Oh, that's where my fishing ships are going.
Esto. Metalefs. Λέγε. Ναι.
Λέγε. Πρόσεχε.
We ran out of wood. That's fine.
Βούλομαι.
I'm actually going to use these guys to start pushing our advantage for defenses and such. There we go. Ooh, caravan speed increase. Yes, please.
Πρόσεχε.
That will get us a bit more gold.
Ναι. Έστω.
Build me another one of these. We only have 150 gold here, so it won't take them long to get rid of.
Έστω.
Λέγε.
Build 5 more ships.
Έτοιμος.
Έτοιμος. Ορθός.
So what I can do is if I build this here, I can then have this guy go somewhere, which we're going to go with right back here.
Βούλομαι.
Place that there, and then place this one right there. Ooh, Ooh, we actually can build Colossus for gold. I forgot about that. So we're just going to start working on gold cloths, making Colossus. They are really powerful myth units that they do a ton of damage and basically will basically
Έτοιμος.
they'll tear down the walls of Troy pretty quickly and easily. I wouldn't say quickly and easily, but they will be able to tear down the walls of Troy.
Λέγε. Έτοιμος.
Focus fireman.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα.
As I build more and more ships to try and defeat this annoying thing.
Λέγε.
So I don't know if this actually does anything. Again, this is one of those things you cannot build. So I don't know if it actually builds anything. I've never seen a ship come out of it, so I'm not really too worried about it. Go ahead and come back here and build a fortress. That'll allow us to build new units from that. We're going to go with the Shoulders of Talus, which will allow us to increase it even further. Again, we're waiting for that research, and then I can then start building these. We don't have any favor. We don't have anybody gathering favor. That's a mistake on my part. You all can go gather us favor after you guys are done there. Since that seems to be our big
Λέγε.
issue.
Λέγε. Έτοιμος. Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα.
Looks like we have a little fleet being built now, and they are tearing into the freaking enemies. Oh, looks like bad guys showed up and are attacking my villagers.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσεχε. Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσεχε.
Ναι.
Έστω.
Just like one of us. One of us. Yeah, it's going to take a while. Especially if we only used, but we're not going to. We're also going to use Methodites, which these guys are basically the special unit of Zeus. These are really powerful units that I can use to bash down. Now, if we go to this, we'll notice that there is nothing more here. That's because that's the end of this line. After you get to the 4th god power, you can't go any further. But there actually is a research you get eventually in the next campaign, which allows you to summon another unit. A very powerful one.
Λέγε. Πάνι.
It's kind of one of those, if you do this, you basically win things.
Πρόσταγμα. Ναι.
Because while it doesn't actually, like, cause a win, it basically makes it to where you've won, because once you have it, you just walk it, and it damages the opponent. It's basically, for those who don't want to hear spoilers, mute your mics for about, I would say, 15 seconds. You get to summon a Titan. Alright, so the guys who muted their mics should be back, or they are using a really long 15 seconds, or they took me extremely literally. Here's more of our colossals. Another colossal. I forgot with Zeus, I think you can go to like normally you can only hold 100 favor. I think with Zeus you can go like to 200 favor.
Έτοιμος.
He has a couple of good things about him.
Μεταλλεύς.
The Norse have two types of villager units, and the second type of villager unit's actually better at mining gold. Our Colossus is going to end up getting his butt kicked because he's just sitting there tanking that damage.
Βούλομαι. Χώρο.
Go.
Έτοιμος. Βούλομαι.
But as they kill the colossal, like replace it with another, and build another colossal, and another colossal. Get a bunch of these colossals sat there.
Λέγε. Εις μάχη.
Λέγε εισβολή.
They're trying to prevent me from getting to the gate. As you can see, colossals are extremely hardy and take very little damage.
Εις μάχη.
To go ahead and build up a couple more of those. Good to get us another Colossus running in. You guys start making your way to the front lines when you guys get out here.
Εισβολή. Λέγε βούλομαι. Χώρο.
One of the issues you run into with Colossals is that
Λέγε.
they take up a lot of
Μάλιστα. Μάλιστα.
population space.
Ναι.
So I'm gonna have to get some more of these buildings up and running.
Λέγε εις μάχη.
Send our Colossals in. They're still getting attacked, but there's not much I can do about it because
Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα.
the Colossus really aren't built for fighting units.
Χώρο.
More for tearing down structures as we watch them disassemble this fortress.
Λέγε.
Which I believe they're using basically. I apologize for that. My mic became unplugged. I believe they're using gladiuses, which were classic swords of the Greeks. They were actually classic swords of the ancient times. Gladiuses are actually really good short swords and were of, like, I believe I remember reading like they were far beyond their age of their tech. Bull. The Atlanteans are just attacking. You're being attacked by giant walking statues. I mean, yes, they're giant walking statues, but still. Alright. There we go. That one took a little bit longer. As I said, some of these will take some time longer. That one took longer because I basically sat back and was just waiting for Colossus to spawn in. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. We have now broken the gates of Troy. So we must be about to defeat Troy and walk in and take Helena and get out of here, because that's going to be easy and simple. The best laid plans, folks. The best laid plans. Have a good day.